Validity of measurements. When doing an experiment with multiple repeats, you'll sometimes look at the results and say, this just doesn't look right. You cannot simply ignore that result. You need to have a reason to consider it to be invalid. For example, say you're dropping patty pans from a fixed height and timing how long it took to hit the floor. You'll get various measurements that will fluctuate around a mean range or average value. Usually the measurements will group quite reasonably close to the mean, but occasionally there'll be a value that seems quite far away, sometimes called an outlier. So if you look at the data I've got on the screen at the moment, you notice that when there is 0.8 of a metre, there's this height here, 11.1, which seems somewhat larger than the other numbers. It cannot be dismissed out of hand, it must be included, unless there is a reason that you can identify that may have caused the anomaly. So for example, in the patty can case above, several things could affect the measurement. The patty pan may have flipped over in flight. Perhaps someone walked past and the rush of air affected the flight. Perhaps you missed the stop or the start button on your stopwatch. Perhaps you dropped it from an incorrect height. If you notice this happened at the time, you can simply ignore that result and just rerun the trial. If not, you need to justify why you think one of the possibilities may have happened. Otherwise, you must include the result as valid data.